Hey everybody, this is Skeet.
Mushin Mikey.
Rock and Roll Roundtable.
Yeah, proudly presented by our good friends at Moshmin Media.
This week, grab bag.
Anything and everything, since we're doing a now rare in studio, not remote. We're doing a rare in studio, and this there's one main subject we were hitting on. We were thinking about a lot of things. Just said, well, why just not talk about anything and everything? And it'll only be a few days old when we get, this stuff is pretty recent, and it'll still be relevant when it comes out. So yeah, I mean, shoot off with one and see what we got going on.
Well, some of the stuff that's happened that we're gonna do for this grab bag episode. Wolfgang Van Halen's band Mammoth dropped a new video, new song.
Yep.
Did you watch it?
I watched it. I watched it. The video was kind of goofy. I mean, to be honest, the whole werewolf, vampire, whatever the fuck they were thing. I was trying to listen more for the song. The opening guitar thing was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it was reminiscent of what his dad would do on something, but the song was like Foo Fighters light to me.
Okay.
It just, I mean, I don't expect Mammoth to be some hardcore, outrageous band, because they're from classic rock roots, and that's where he's based in. It's where his home is, and so is really, to be honest, so's mine.
Yeah.
I mean, if I lose all other interest in music, classic rock never goes away from me.
Yeah.
But it was just today's age. It's like it's like overdone. It's been done, and it reminded me a lot of Foo Fighters. Not saying that's bad because I am a Foo Fighters fan,
Yeah.
But it's just not what I expected when I seen the video, and I thought it was going to be a little more intense.
Yeah.
The singing was like higher. And
okay. Well, as far as, I mean, to me, it looked like a tip of the hat to the Michael Jackson video. So Robert Rodriguez was the one that did the video. He's horror and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he got some big names to be in the video.
Right.
So, Miles Kennedy, I think was in it. Danny Trejo.
Yeah, he was
at the beginning, so they kind of touched on that. It's almost Dusk Before Dawn.
Yeah, like
Dusk Till Dawn.
Or what reminded me of that other Quentin Tarantino before the Roundhouse, or not Roundhouse. What?
Oh, okay, yeah. Where he did the tribute to the old fucking movies and shit. Yeah.
So the video the video wasn't horrible. It's just, I thought the video was kind of probably the best part, but I'm not gonna slam on a guy for doing what he does and it be a hit. Maybe, who knows?
I mean, overall, the song was good.
Yeah,
and his vocals still. I mean,
they're good vocals.
I'm telling you, he's a better singer than what I ever thought he would be when I first heard the first album.
Right.
So it's always been a pleasant surprise. Got to see him in concert, and he sounded great.
Yeah.
So the kid's got pipes. Well, kid, I mean, the grown man he's got pipes, and it was kind of silly to do the vampires and the zombie stuff.
Yeah.
But it was kind of cool. He turned around at the camera and he had the eyes like Michael Jackson had. So that was kind of a member berries. All right, that's cool. He did a little tribute.
I get that.
And I think he did a walk on the stage that kind of reminded people of Eddie in the Hot for Teacher video where he walked on the table.
Yeah.
I saw people were comparing that. So, I mean, it was all right.
It's a throwback, yeah.
I mean, we're not in the MTV age anymore, so is it really relevant?
No.
No, but it looked like everybody had fun doing it. So, That was cool. And the song wasn't too bad.
Yeah, and it could grow on me. We did one not too long ago where I was very upset about Chevelle's new song.
Yeah.
And I said, maybe it'll grow on me. It's gotten better. I'm
Okay.
not saying it's my favorite Chevelle or anything, but yeah, I had to hear it a few times and figure it out a little bit more. And it's like, you know what? It's basically Chevelle. It's nothing different than what they've done. So there's really no reason to be hating on it much. Just
Okay.
when I found these little imperfections in their sound, a lot of the songs are doing that to me now. Where it's
Okay.
like, oh, but Chevelle's still badass.
So maybe it's
really.
maybe it's just
It could be.
maybe it's just you.
I think I get my my what do you call that when you really expectations up way too high for bands that I really like coming out with new stuff if it doesn't blow me away. And it's just like, man, I'm waiting.
You've got high standards.
I know.
I see that.
I'm waiting for something to take over for to get me back fully vested in music, because every once in a while there's a band that comes along or an album that comes along and it just shoots you, makes you love it, and it's different and it's exciting and
get you pumped. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
I'm hoping some of the old hats would do that for me, like the Chevelles. I'm not as big a Mammoth fan as you are. I like it. I like Wolfgang. I like Mammoth, but I mean that wasn't like a big letdown for me, because it's like they're I like a lot of their stuff, but I don't go crazy.
He's solid.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's a solid act. They sound good. I mean, his tour. He actually had the touring band in the video with him, which is a nice change. And of course, they did the twist at the end. So check it out. It's worth checking it out. It's a fun little video.
It is a fun video. It's 5-6 minutes long.
Yeah, and it's pretty decent tune. I mean, I want to hear it when the album drops. I want to hear the whole album.
Yeah.
And not put it with a video.
Because there's still some people out there and some management teams and stuff that want to hit.
Yeah.
And I mean, he probably doesn't cater to a lot of that, but he might want to hit himself to get the album more out there when it comes out. So yeah, I'm not bashing on Wolfgang, just not my.
Well, and of course, after the video dropped, he announced tour dates.
Yeah, I did.
So they do have tour dates.
Opening for somebody, wasn't it?
No, Miles Kennedy is going to be.
Okay, that's right, Miles Kennedy.
So that was kind of, he's in the video.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Hey.
He can't get much better than Miles Kennedy. I mean,
yeah, exactly. Cool, so, and that goes back to when wasn't he in?
He's in Alter Bridge.
Yeah, Alter Bridge.
He's still I mean, if they still have Alter Bridge considered a rap.
Well, yeah, but didn't Wolfie play with him for a while?
That I don't know. I do not know. Alter Bridge has always been Creed without Scott Stapp to me.
Okay.
Miles Kennedy was kind of that spot. Maybe they did switch out bass players for a while. I don't know. Or guitar players. Tremonti.
Well, anyways, there's that connection between.
Yeah. They're community. Yeah.
We're grabbing for the grab bag.
Yeah, that's what it is. We're just talking about whatever comes up. We can start with a subject and we'll just talk about whatever comes up.
So you sent me a message this week. David Lee Roth at the M3.
Yeah, 5 years in the making as David Lee Roth comes out. Now, and I am shocked, literally, that the amount of people that said, "Oh, this was fantastic. It was great." So when I judged the one song, I had to go back and listen to some more tracks. I tell you what, Drop Dead Legs was good. Okay. And there was a couple other hit here and then, but what he did to Unchained was bullshit. It was nasty.
So you watched the whole. I did not get to see that. So.
Yeah, I watched. That song was just terrible. It was like lounge singing 101, and not saying that it's not a different kind of thing or nothing, but they had like they had 4 backup singers standing off to the side, and then they had the guitar player or the bass player, whoever it was, singing back up too, and they still couldn't touch Michael Anthony. I mean, and I get that, but I just think it was a different it was different kind of feeling, different aura with guys over there, they're doing backup sitting there like swinging and stuff. And it's like, not that they're African American, black, whatever you want to call them. I don't give a shit about that as long as they can sing. The singing wasn't bad. It was the look was kind of optics were kind of that's different. It's not what I'm used to seeing with Van Halen music. To it. But I didn't like the way David sang Unchained. He was kind of bullshit, missing words, and which he's always done. But people were just like, "Oh, he's out there. He looks cool," and blah blah blah. Some songs weren't bad though. I mean, I will say, like, I was surprised "Drop Dead Legs" was one of the better ones, but it was, and it was. I just Unchained was not good. Now, as far as everybody else that watched the whole set, they might have a different take, but nothing stays the same. I mean, that's what he did. It's like,
well, okay.
Instead of saying "How do you get there from here, baby?" That first part, he goes, "How do you get there from here?" What the fuck is that? It's like Dick. It's like what Richard Cheese. Remember him? That's what it reminded me of. Richard Cheese band, Raw or whatever.
David Lee Roth is David Lee Roth. I mean,
yeah,
he's at what 71? 71.
70 or 71.
He's out on the stage, moving around, getting around pretty good. His vocals have, I mean, they still weren't top notch on the Different Kind of Truth tour. Yeah, I didn't get to see that live, but they did the Live in Tokyo album. Yeah. I listened to it, and I'm like, ooh.
Well, I'm not expecting that.
Well, wait.
Yeah.
So him bringing in his background singers, all four of them guys, it's kind of, you get a Las Vegas feel.
Yeah.
And David Lee Roth, I think he's did a residency in Vegas. Yeah. So, he's kind of getting that feel. So you don't go to see David Lee Roth now expecting a Van Halen concert. You can't.
No. I mean,
so maybe it's just it was shock seeing it, but now people at least know what you're going to get when you get there.
Yeah,
I
was just not happy with the way he kind of treated that song, which is one of my favorite Van Halen songs. I thought he treated it like, this kind of bullshit song.
Yeah.
And there were some other ones that they say were better, and that's fine. That's great. I don't expect him to nail all the Van Halen vocals from the time he was in the band, and even when he ended the band. I mean, it's been a long time, and the whole. This is gonna sound bad, but it's how I feel. I thought I swear to God, I felt like I was watching Frankie fucking Valli.
Oh my God.
And it wasn't the vocals. It was he looked, I mean, he's smaller. He's a small guy anyway. But he was all black, his outfit was this it looked like Frankie Valli. From a distance, I thought, man, Frankie's moving around pretty good for being a corpse, But yeah, like I said, I judged it too quick off one song. I did go back and listen to some more. This was guy just had he had a cell phone coverage. He was at M3, and I watched a lot of videos from him on M3, and that some of it's phone, I'm sure, but a lot of the songs sounded okay too. So, and that wasn't the only one that he had. He recorded all the M3 people, and I got to tell you, the one that surprised me was freaking Rat. Piercy and DeMartini. It's like I think old Steve been working on his voice.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it sounded better than what I remember hearing in the last year, stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, DeMartini being there is like he looks like a kid in a candy store. He's having a blast.
Nice.
And it's like they had a great set list. I mean, it was the Rat stuff.
Basically from Invasion of Your Privacy, wasn't it?
Well, there was a lot of
because I think that was kind of the hype that they were going to be doing a lot of Invasion of Your Privacy.
They did You're in Love. They did Lay It Down. They did Giving Yourself Away. They did, of course, they did Lack of Communication.
Oh my God!
As an encore.
Shit!
There was a bunch on there that I remember. Every one was a banger. and then they ended. I think the last they did Hey Cool Junior,
Way Cool Junior, yeah.
They did the last two were pretty cool. Body Talk right into Round and Round. So
oh fuck.
Yeah, it was like what a fucking set list. I didn't really care about them coming around. If they come around doing that set list, I'll go. I'll go.
Yeah.
I don't care if.
I mean, have you seen anything? I haven't really seen where they made a anything outside of that M3 appearance.
No, I think that was maybe a trial run thing, or maybe they did like one.
Oh God, could you imagine if they came through BMI? Oh, dude, I'm going.
Yeah, I don't care if it's even a bigger venue out of Clyde Theater in Fort Wayne. If you guys are thinking about playing it,
yeah, no doubt,
you can do that.
Oh, we'll have to get on for that because I'm pleased that Warren DeMartini kind of reunited with him.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
And Stephen Pearcy puts on a good show. His band puts on a good show. His vocals, I mean, it's been a while since I saw them at BMI.
Yeah.
And it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. And then I heard some of the songs that he was doing when they were doing the Out of the Cellar tour.
Yeah.
They came through Columbus. I passed.
Yeah.
Because whoever recorded it wasn't complimentary.
Yeah, he's having some of the same struggles that a lot of my other ones are.
But he's 70. 71.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But they're putting words, they're missing their cues, kind of. They're like off kilter of the music, especially him and Don Dokken are the two worst. And I've been debating and struggling within my own self to go see Dokken one more time. Because I really don't want that legacy to be bad. And the last time I saw them, they were okay. It wasn't horrible. But the fact that George Lentz is going to be with them on this,
dude, yeah, I'm still thinking about it. Going, man,
it's not even 20 miles from mine.
I know.
So it's like, dude, that one and the Slaughter and Aldo Nova show. I think I got to go both of them. I think I got to go.
Slaughter? Oh, well, that's breaking news for me.
Slaughter and Aldo Nova on July the 10th in Lima, Ohio.
God damn,
that's a great show.
No shit.
It's like, I think I got to go.
Aldo Nova was playing at the King of Clubs.
He's opening for Slaughter up there. And it's like,
fuck.
I think I got to.
We might have to make a couple Moshman shows here.
The bad thing about those for you, of course, is they're both on your work days.
Oh, are they Thursday shows?
Yes.
Oh man, come on!
They're not weekend shows.
I got some vacation time. We might have to talk about that.
There's a couple, and it's like there's so many good shows. There's really a lot of good shows coming to this general area. In the summer, it's going to be expensive. It's going to be an expensive summer.
Yes, it is.
So but yeah, go on. We'll get off of the 80s hair metal.
Well, not really, because I think you brought up you saw Ozzy had.
Yeah, well, what it was somebody was talking to Tom Morello, who is the musical director of this Farewell Ozzy show. And he was talking, I can't remember who he was talking to at this point, but he said, well, he wants to do No More Tears. Somebody offered to sing No More Tears. And Tom Morello told him, no, Ozzy wants to do that. He wants to do 5 songs.
So he kind of let the cat out of the bag that Ozzy was at least going to do 5 songs.
He's going to probably be in a chair. He's going to be seated for the whole thing. No, it's no disrespect. The dude, he's old and he's been through a lot, and he's still willing to push through this one time here. So I say, let it rock, let it roll, and see what those 5 songs are. I'm assuming it's going to be 2 or 3 Black Sabbath and a couple Ozzy. Who knows? It's kind of weird to pick that song, and it really is.
Jake's going to be there.
Yeah,
Do you think we can get a Bark at the Moon?
It'd be nice. It would be nice.
I mean, if you got Jakey Lee on stage, there's I mean, Jakey Lee period was like cool as fuck.
Yeah, and I think also the fact that Jakey Lee's probably very fortunate to be here.
Yes,
and maybe they'll look into that. Maybe he'll do, maybe Ozzy's going to do like a medley of a couple songs, together. Couple of the Bark at the Moon.
Well, I mean, Bark at the Moon was a huge fucking song.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think it still gets on playlists all the time.
Yeah.
Like when you're searching for music and you want to hear 80s, the Bark at the Moon is going to be on there. But for me, I heard a little bit more of Ultimate Sin.
Right.
So there's some really good guitar work that's on Bark to the Moon and Ultimate Sin that just kind of.
Yeah. And they were two really talented albums at the time, but kind of forget about Jake.
Yeah, it
Some
kind of
people
got
do.
swept under the rug or
And I mean,
something.
Jake had a good career otherwise with, he was what, Badlands and the Red Cartel. So yeah, I mean, he went on to have a good successful career too outside of Ozzy. But no, those albums were great. It's kind of like I love the Diary of a Madman, but you can't get Randy back to play.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like it's like I wish they would do Over the Mountain, one of my favorite songs. You can't kill rock and roll, So yeah, it's or Can't Stop Rock and Roll, whatever it is. I remember the song. Title might elude me. But anyway, yeah, I think that'll be an interesting farewell show. Now, as far as farewell shows, though, while we're on that topic, I seen this thing, and I don't know if it's AI bullshit or if it's legit, but they're talking about a Guns N' Roses Aerosmith final farewell tour together.
Okay.
I think it might just be somebody jackassing around on the internet. I haven't heard anybody of substance say that. But Aerosmith did play a show for that Janie's Foundation.
Yes. Okay. So they did get together for that.
And did a show. Now, whether or not they're legitimately going out with Guns N' Roses for one more go round, who knows? I hope not. I mean, I have kind of hopes. It's fine that you want that, but I just mean, Aerosmith said they're done. Let's be done. And I'm
well, and this we've covered this multiple times, multiple artists.
Some bands
it's always a controversy. Oh, we're done. Oh, no, we're not.
Do what you want, but it's like it's frustrating for fans that twist out of their way to go these.
Well, and didn't they have shows that got canceled when Steven Tyler was having vocal problems?
I would think you'd do them first.
So, as a fan, if you already got tickets for that and got disappointed, and now they're announcing a new tour, you might be a little pissed.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you guys didn't finish the last one.
Yeah.
So I understand, people being upset. You've got a legitimate bitch.
I don't mind, and you know what's bad about that is I don't mind though when bands come out and do. They come back after 20 years missing. They haven't been playing for 20 years, but they didn't really announce a farewell tour. They just kind of dissolved and broke up. And there's a few of them this summer coming out. Like Spine Shank's a big one that's coming back out. They haven't played in 10 or 20 years. Acid Bath is getting all the raves because they were like a big influence in New Orleans.
Oh, wow.
The I Hate God, Crowbars, all that stuff down. They kind of what they did to Acid Bath. Soylent Green and them were all into the Acid Bath stuff. So yeah, there's some bands like that come back. The reunion shows are killer to me, but the ones that just they say they're done and then 6 months later they're doing a tour. Yeah, that's right. But it's just personal preference. Personal preference. And when I was talking about New Orleans, now that we say that, Down announced they're going to put out a new fucking album.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah, it must be, I think Pantera must be coming to the end of their tour because you got Phil has to do, if he's doing Down, that means he's available for that. Charlie, I think, Charlie's engaged. Maybe he's going to get married and do that kind of stuff. Zach, you don't know. He might go back to Black Label. And they might do Pantera every so often as a tribute to Dimebag. That's a different story. If they do new music for Pantera, that would be more of a struggle for me, personally. But with Down doing new music, that's pretty cool.
Well, Pantera's come through the area.
Yeah.
So they are coming through the area.
Yeah.
And it's a tribute to Dime and Vinny.
Yeah.
So, celebrating the brothers. I I would say if you get a chance to see him, if you never got to see the original Pantera,
it's close you're gonna get.
That's all you're gonna get. So you'll get exposed to music. It's all good. All the purists might be pissy, whatever, dude. Okay, cool. But there's young kids that are starting to get into hard rock that we want to keep it going.
Yeah,
we've got to get this next generations or the younger generations interested in music, or we're not gonna have shit to listen to.
No, we're gonna have this computer generated, AI generated stuff that we're kind of going now with something. So yeah, I definitely want the younger bands, like when Liliac came out. That was great. Young people. The Warning, they were young girls from Mexico. They're very big now. It's like they're keeping the younger generation kind of alive and up to speed. So there's bands like that. You got to support them. And Deadlands. I mean, Casey's 22. So bands like that are the future, and they're going to go a lot of different ways. You might not always love it, but like the Warning's hard rock. They're just like classic rock almost, but they're young kids, but they're very good. Then you go to the extreme where you got metalcore with Casey Carlson and Deadlands. Not enough space. Young people.
Baby metal. Yeah. I mean, baby metal and this Poppy. Metal. Who's Poppy?
Poppy is the one I've talked about her on the show where she did the Jimmy Kimmel performance with Knocked Loose.
Okay.
She does a song with Knocked Loose. She does a song with Bad Omens, and she's got her own personal. She also does a song with, damn it, Cornelia Plant, Spirit Box.
Okay.
Yeah, couldn't get it out of my head. Spirit Box. So she does a lot of collaborations with different people, but she also sings herself. She's one of these. She's an anomaly where she can be a pop singer like Taylor Swiftish in one song and scream her head off the next second or the next song.
So she's kind of getting into all sorts of.
Yeah, and she's known to be, she's an attractive young lady, got a style to her, but she's a good singer and a good screamer and kind of invades all the genres.
Huh.
So yeah, she's somebody to look out for.
Well, I think they're playing today.
They probably are.
I think Poppy was playing.
Yeah, today. I missed it last year. She was at Louder Than Life last year, and I missed that. She did a song.
I thought I saw Poppy was playing at Sonic Temple. I might be wrong.
You might.
I just kind of looked.
Be on there because she does festivals.
Because I was like, I think I said something to my buddy that was going to go, and he was like, and I said, I think Poppy's playing. I said, how cool would that be if Baby Metal came out and performed at
I don't think Baby Metal
Sonic Temple and did a song. I mean, they did the song together.
I know, but they would have to. I think they would have to be scheduled at the festival already. That's how most of them people work. Like last year when Poppy did a song with Spirit Box, and then Tatiana from Ginger came on and did a song with Spirit Box.
Because they were
already there. Okay. Yeah, they were already at the festival playing.
Oh, I got my hopes up for nothing.
I never say never. I mean, they could be playing in Lexington or somewhere south, and it's a short drive to Columbus, and they could say, hey, let's stop in and do a song. You never know. You really don't. But a lot of cool festivals this year, shows. I have to definitely get on a Moshman concert review tour. We'll have more of those episodes coming.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to look into that docket. I really kind of want to go, and I was just kind of like,
Slaughter was like not the greatest the last time I saw him, but I think it's worth it. I've seen video of theirs. It's been pretty decent here recently.
I would never even picture going to see Aldo Nova.
I thought I'd never have that chance. I really thought
I'm like going, I saw that he was in Columbus and was going, fucking Aldo Nova?
Yeah, and I think it'd be interesting. I think he's probably kept up the chops. So I hope it.
Well, let's get on to day before. Was it yesterday that Brad Arnold, the lead singer from Three Doors Down, came on and made an announcement that he's dealing with stage 4 cancer, which is very sad.
Yeah, and I don't know exactly what kind it was, but it metastasized in his arm, he said, on the video. So, I mean, and he's a pretty God-fearing person. He seems pretty calm, which is great for him, and he has no fear. He says. I mean, his religion, his faith, and God is kind of helping him through it. I mean, stage 4 is not good.
No.
It's never good, and doesn't matter what kind it is, it's not good. So yeah, we definitely send out our thoughts to Three Doors Down family and Brad Arnold. And he's been a joy over these years on a lot of great songs from Three Doors Down. So many. And I loved his little quip at the end of his video where he said, he's talking, he said, I want to talk to my God. He goes, he needs to listen to It's Not My Time.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool little quip, and he's still got good spirits as of right now. But of course they had to cancel, and I'm glad they did cancel their summer tour instead of trying to replace him with another singer.
Yeah.
But that's class act by them guys. Yeah, I wish him the best, man. It's like you had other people have cancer that beat it, but I don't remember stage 4. I mean, Mustaine had his throat cancer, but I don't think it ever got to a stage 4 deal. So yeah, the best for Brad Arnold. Yeah, great singer, seems like a great human being. So.
Well, and then you think about it, it's like to see him last year,
yeah,
on the tour with Creed. I was like, man, I wish I would have seen them before this kind of reunion tour.
Yeah,
I would have liked to seen them when they were still out and about all the time. So I thought back and I'm like going, he had to have known.
he might.
I mean, you just don't.
He just maybe.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe he just did the tour knowing that.
He could have, or he could have just thought he was just getting older. Sometimes, it disguises itself quite a bit. And I saw him back 6, 7 years ago now, maybe, and they headlined at the festival I was at. And yeah, it was like every time I turned around, I'm thinking, well, that's got to be it. That's all their hits. And then another one come on. It's like, started walking away because I thought the show's got to be over. They played Kryptonite. They played this, blah, blah. And as we're walking away to go back to the hotel or whatnot, here they come out for another encore. It's like, oh, damn, I like that song. But, I'm like a half a mile away by the time they come back out. I'm like, son of a bitch. But at least I got to hear it.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, they had an hour and a half at least, chock full.
Well,
nothing but hits.
They put on a great show.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was, Steel Panther played right before them, and I thought, man, that's gonna be tough to beat Steel Panther. They did. They did. Man. They were just awesome in concert. So.
And you've got something you saw about a new number 1 album.
Yeah. Not everybody loves these guys, and I love them, but I don't consider them heavy at all. But Ghost has her first Billboard Top 200 number 1 album.
Wow.
For Skeleton, and man, it must be doing a lot better than people are perceiving it to be. It's like a lot of them are bitching because it's not very heavy, and it's like that's always been Ghost. Ghost is they have elements of hard rock in some songs, but they're very melodic. They're very fun. It's like light.
I mean, the shows are theatrical, right?
Yeah,
that's all the shows are.
And I mean, until a few years ago, nobody knew who the hell Tobias Forge was, and they didn't know he was Papa every time.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I've seen interviews with Tobias, and it's like he talks about Papa in a third person.
Yeah.
Like he definitely he does not distinguish himself as Papa. He talks about Papa, well, he this, he that. Knowing everybody knows it's him, but I think he likes that, that's a character I play.
Well, I mean, it's Alice Cooper.
Yeah, yeah. And there's always been people that do that theatrical stuff. And the Sleep Token's doing it now. Nobody knows who, unless they're real close to Sleep Token people, nobody's saying who the hell they are. They don't know. The drummer's name is Two. So it's like the singer is Vessel. The drummer's name is Two. That's all I know about the members of Sleep Token. Now, they're ghostish. They're not super heavy. Very melodic, kind of lull you into this, and then they'll smack you in the face every so often. But they're very familiar and or similar. And Sleep Token's been doing real high on the charts. So that's kind of where the shit's leaning right now.
Yeah.
And Deftones ish kind of stuff. That shoegazy music they call it, with a little more oomph to it. But Ghost, congratulations to Tobias and the guys in Ghost, the Nameless Ghouls, for being the number one album in the country. I just think it's great that a rock album and not a rap or pop or something else, a rock album is number one on the charts.
Yeah.
That's fantastic to me. And
maybe we see a turn coming.
Yeah, Ghost has been doing it for a long time. They put the work in. They put plenty of albums. And Tobias, I think he's a fucking genius, to tell you the truth. This whole thing he's had with Ghost for all these years, and it's worked to perfection. And I like Ghost. I mean, I'll take flack for it if I will, but I'm a Ghost fan. It's one of my bucket list. I want to see Ghost.
Okay.
I mean, it's one of my bucket list shows. So
I've heard a couple things, and it to me it was just, I was like, it doesn't fit. I was expecting something a little bit more brutal.
Yeah,
it's like, that's not very brutal.
And somebody said at one time, it's like if you took like Slipknot or a band like that and put them with ABBA and had a baby. And it's like, it makes sense.
Well, yeah, I mean, I kind of see it.
I mean, ABBA is definitely Swedish, where they're from, and it's like, yeah, and they got like a Meshuggah and all that's from Sweden too, I think. So it's like, yeah, it's kind of a combination thing. They took, I guess you'd have to know MCC, which is the band that Tobias was in before, Magna Carta Cartel, and their music is very ghostish. It's more indie kind of feeling.
Okay.
So I think Tobias maybe wanted to amp it up a little bit for, the Ghouls and like you said, expected to be a little more hard. And he did that. And now he's got it almost perfected to a tweener. He's right there in between the pop rock of ABBA and the hard rock of like a Ghost, Godsmack or somebody.
Okay.
That has elements of heaviness in it, but most of the time it's happy and poppy. And hey, whatever works for you.
Yeah,
it's addictive for me. I mean, I hear it and I'm like, I'm always, always kind of moving with it and singing along, and it's like just very, very cool.
Skeleton, that's their. How long has that been out?
Not too long. They had two or three singles now. I mean, Satanized was the first single, and it did really well. But I think it's maybe been March. I'm thinking March, maybe.
Okay.
March,
so it's still relatively new. Good.
Yeah.
Well, good for them. What else we got for the grab bag, Mikey? I think I'm out of what my list is.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just say, talking about tours that are involved or are coming, man, there's some, for us guys, we're Gen X, and we always kind of, classic rock's where I'm going to lay my head at night. Yeah. If all else music went away, if classic rock stayed, I'd still be okay. I'm not talking just hair metal or anything like that. I'm talking classic rock. So like Kansas is on tour this year, which is going to be kind of cool. The Kansas is going out, I think 38 Specials opening for them. So that's, a double banger right there. Billy Idol. Our guy Billy Idol just did a song with Avril Lavigne. He's still kicking it around, man. Billy's going on tour with Joan Jett and the Blackhearts this year. It's Chicago. Chicago is more yacht rock, but they're out doing their thing after 50 years.
Christopher Cross.
And
Toto,
Christopher Cross, and Network. I mean, that's a Gen X dream right there, man. And it's like, I really want to get tickets for that. I'm beating myself to death. I haven't. Volbeat, it's not really Gen X, but it's a little more that way. They're out. They're going to have Hailstorm opening, and
nice.
My boys from the Ghost Inside. I will be at that show specifically for the Ghost Inside, but I like Hailstorm. Be interesting to see Volbeat. I've heard good and bad, so I'll decide for myself. But man, the Dokken still doing out shows. Slaughter's going to be cool to watch. There's got oldies but goodies like Rick Springfield's going to be out doing shit. I mean, there's just a plethora of great bands still touring and still doing shows. The Rat one, I want that to come around. I mean, man, I would love.
Though we don't have no announcement. There's no announcements yet.
But man,
as soon as you get one, I'm sure we'll mention it.
Yeah. I mean, and I was hesitant about going to some of these shows. I was like, man, it's old. I don't want to get back into that. I want to do my new stuff. But after I saw Jeff Tate, that changed. It's like, dude, that's 40 years old, and it was like almost 40 anyway. It's still a badass shit. It was still badass. And Barren Cross the night before that for me was like my buddies from 40 years ago that I've been on a bucket list to see. They didn't disappoint me either. So it's like these classic rock bands still got it, man. They still got it. And it's like I seen a guy, and I admit I argued with him a little bit.
Okay.
And I left it at that because everybody has an opinion. He says that he was claiming new rock is the best generation of music ever. And I said, no in hell, it's classic rock.
New rock?
New rock. New metal.
Oh, the new metal.
Because he said, they're still going out like Slipknot, Korn, Breaking Benjamin, Shinedown, whatever, Linkin Park. All these bands are still going out selling out every day. I said, well, so what? I mean, they're not as old as Kansas and Styx.
Well, yeah, but they are. They're at the 20-year mark. A lot of them.
They're 30 years. But a lot of the ones we're talking about are close to 60 years now. You're talking 50 some years. So for Gen X, I think classic rock's the best. And it's like, you're a younger dude. Of course, you think new metal is. Wait 10 years. When Korn's playing 700 seat venues, because their time is done. Everybody's time is done at a certain point. That's why I never slam guys like I seen Stephen Pearcy play at a bar that held 200 people.
Yeah.
I seen Crowbar. Not even that. One of my idols, Crowbar, play in a bar that you couldn't fit 150 people in, fucking sideways and up people's ass. It was such a tiny, intimate show. But my God, that I love that they took the time out of they had an day off, took that show, made one of the best shows I ever been to. And I was up close and personal with one of my heroes in Kirk Winstein. So it's like, these bands, they might be older, selling out lesser sized venues. Because you can sell out a headline, a festival, doesn't mean a damn thing to me. How do you know everybody's there for Slipknot? How would you know everybody's there for Korn when you got 20 other bands playing and 15 of them are from 2010 up? So what makes you say metalcore isn't the best of all time? Because they don't get the headlining nod? Well, maybe it's out of respect. But I guarantee bands like Metallica still sell out everywhere they go.
Yeah.
And they are definitely Gen X material. Megadeth still sells out shows. I mean, that's early 80s stuff, man. So it's like not all the bands had that height of glory that like Korn would. Korn, what have they done for me lately? Music-wise, I haven't heard anything good or relevant from Slipknot, Korn, in my opinion, for a long time. And it's like they're still hanging on and playing these shows. Great. But what have they contributed music-wise that's any better than what they did 20 years ago? And some people haven't put out an album. I don't think Evanescence has put out an album in 23 years. But they're still touring festivals. So,
well, okay. I mean, that opens the door for a bunch of other stuff. I mean, if you can still play and you can get on a festival, people's going to see you.
Yeah, there's less of me and you and more of this guy because they're younger and they still go to shows on a very high clip. But when they get our age, they're going to see that show total go way down.
Yeah.
And then their people are going to not be selling out because they don't go to shows anymore. It's going to be the 30 something now, 40 something then, and what they're listening to is metalcore and harder stuff. So will it switch? Maybe. I remember plenty of times Def Leppard, Bon Jovi, all these bands from the early 80s selling out arenas, headline festivals, the Van Halen days, the Scorpions.
The rock.
Yeah, everything. Sold out everywhere they went. Fucking Metallica's breaking records now, with their shit. And they're bringing bands like Limp Bizkit with them and Pantera on certain days. They're mixing up their opener. And they're still relevant. Even though the last album, I have never heard it. I don't want to hear it. Yeah. I didn't like Hardwired that well. Yeah. I didn't like Death Magnetic that much. I mean, the last great album for me, to be honest, to be 100% honest, the last great album for me was Justice for All. But I can't say that because I love Saint Anger, even with the shitty snare sound. I still love the song because they were more my style. But anyway, so I mean, you can have an opinion of whatever you think the genre is.
So you look at it, you get a festival. How many people were at the festival? You just said it earlier today. How many people at the festival in the VIP area were not even looking at the stage?
Yeah.
What were they doing, Mike? What were they doing?
Sitting on their phones, watching the TV instead of turning their back and looking at the stage because they could see it on the TV. If I wanted to do that, I'd live stream it from my house. I mean, or not go. I want to be there for the experience to see something live, And watching TV is, I understand watching the big side TVs because you might be way in the back. But I was literally 30, 40 feet from the freaking stage as a VIP. And all I had to do was walk up there because nobody was out there because it was raining a little bit. They're all sitting in there huddled around the TV or on their phone, laying down, in there laying down and just chilling out, had a blanket on if it got a little cold. It's like, you guys, and I'm Gen X too. These people were younger than me, a lot of them, and it's like,
I'm going out in the rain. Get to see this shit. You guys are dumb.
my youngest kid, she went out in the middle of the madness to see Motley Crue because she'd never seen them before.
Yeah.
I'm out there too. Those people, big chunk, were just dancing by the tent because it was raining a little bit. It's like, yeah, that's what you call a festival experience. It's like a tour shit.
Well, it's not just hard rock, heavy metal, because you go to a country concert.
Yeah, I'm going to one this year.
Sort of. What's the crowd like there? Is it still kind of the same stuff?
Oh, yeah.
People not even paying attention to what the fuck's going on.
You're up close. You're really paying attention to the band. Everybody else is worried about how much you're drinking. And it wasn't as bad.
Not that it's a bad thing, but
no, but it's not. It wasn't as bad on certain days and where we sat, depended on a lot of it. But we weren't there to solely watch because not every band's on your hit list,
Yeah.
And you will take a downtime with a band that you don't really care. But usually the headliners get your attention. Well, it didn't even matter at country concert. It didn't matter at Louder Than Life. Half the people were still off doing whatever they were doing when Motley Crue was playing, when Slipknot was playing. It's like, so it is. This year I got the country rock and mixed festival. That'll be different. See how that goes. When you got Nickelback headlining one night with Travis Tritt opening up. And a bunch of other country.
I mean, that might be cool. I'm not big on the country, but
no, it's like Sammy Kershaw, Little Texas, bands like that. I mean, that have been around for a while. And then you got Travis, and then Nickelback, and then the next day you got a couple like Tracy Lawrence, who's a country icon. And then you got Leonard Skinner opening up for Kid Rock. That is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, that's gonna be pretty good.
That should be pretty cool. And so it's like. Yeah, there's a lot, and you got your Sonic Fest, Sonic Temple, where you're going to be seeing Metallica, and they're one of their 2 nights. They play 2 nights, and I can't believe they do no repeats.
We discussed this all week at work because, dude, I work with younger guy, has not seen Metallica.
Ooh.
And he went tickets for all 4 days.
Nah, he's got it made then. He's going to see
So
4
he's
hours
yes.
of Metallica. That's going to be pretty cool.
And I was like, I'll send you a text at the show tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'll be like, I'll get a hold of you, and maybe I'll see you or something.
I'm not anti-Metallica at all. I don't want people to think that. I like the earliest stuff a lot more, but they're still commanding a presence of a lot of people, with these festivals and in the round when they do them. And then this festival that Skeet's going to is they're playing 2 different nights and they're doing no repeats. So they're going to do 2 hours of one night, 2 hours of another. No songs will repeat themselves. So that's
so you're going to miss out we're going to miss out on whatever the Sunday show is.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping Friday the band's opening up. Well, just to give you I'll just quickly
some Creeping
give
Death,
you a little bit of.
If they play Creeping Death, if they didn't play Creeping Death, I'd probably have to get tickets for Sunday. I'd say, somebody sell me some tickets.
Overkill is playing, and that I'm picking out. These are the bands I want to see: Overkill, Exodus, Testament, Suicidal Tendencies.
Oh yes.
Alice Cooper, Rob Zombie. Never seen Rob Zombie. I was kind of wanting to check out Mastodon if possible. Cannibal Corpse is playing, and
probably overlapping with
it's going to overlap. They're going to start at 8:35. Metallica starts at 8:50.
Oh man!
So I might be able to check out a few songs from Cannibal Corpse, but I want to be there for Metallica.
Yeah. You got to make those choices when you're there. And some of those bands that are interesting for you because you've never seen.
Yeah, I've never seen them live.
And it's like Suicidal. I would be intrigued to see Suicidal now with Weinberg. Jay Weinberg plays drums for him now. It was Lombardo. Now it's Jay Weinberg. So it's like, and every video I've seen of them on like concert footage here lately has been outstanding. It's just been very energetic, very cool. So yeah, ST baby. Yeah, I don't even. You know what? I don't even know if they're at my festival. I have to check my list. There's 180 fucking bands at this.
Well,
that 6 stages for 4 days.
I think I would pull the same thing for the Louder Life situation. I would have to pick.
Yeah.
Who I want to see. This one is going to be a lot of bucket list. I've seen Cooper.
Yeah.
I've seen Metallica, and honest to God, every time I've seen Metallica, Summer Sanitarium tour, Limp Bizkit played before they did, and Linkin Park played before Bizkit.
Yeah.
At that summer. So that was really cool because I got to see those 2 bands, which I liked, and then I liked more because they put on good shows live.
Yeah. And Limp Bizkit's the one's really surprising me. These shows they've been putting on seem like a fucking blast. I would love to catch a Limp Bizkit.
So you know what I'm saying? I was fortunate enough to catch them.
Yeah, and that was a good
in that fucking time period.
Yeah.
So happy. I was happy.
Yeah.
And got to see Chester singing.
Yeah.
And doing the shit right.
Yeah.
And it was fucking killer. So I was like, oh, that's that. Props to me.
That's a hell of a show.
So for me, those metal bands, it's like that Metallica. Their Metallica set is probably gonna be some hard hitting shit. If these guys are playing all during the day.
Well, you got to watch some of those too, because if it's similar to the other festivals, like in Louisville, this year in Louisville, Rob Zombie's playing Astro Creep 2000 all the way through. So he might be doing it. He might be doing it at Sonic Temple. That might be the tour. And that pisses some people off, and it doesn't others, because they play that all the way through. That's their whole set, because they really don't have time to play a lot of the L. But you never know. Mastodon was doing that too. They were doing a Blood and Thunder all the way through.
Yeah.
But since they replaced their dude here recently, they kicked that guy out. and so got to have a new guy in there. So I don't know, their set might be changed. So it's like some stuff with like Mastodon.
Rob Zombie's playing an hour.
That's good enough. That fits the whole album in there, but he might not be doing it there. They might have a special thing.
So I mean, Suicidal's doing 45-minute set. Cooper's doing an hour.
He'll run through that hour.
Oh, dude, yeah,
he
can easily.
Yeah, but I mean that hour is like he doesn't fuck around. He gets
yeah. Testament's doing 40 minutes. Exodus 35 minutes. Overkill 30 minutes.
Damn, I was hoping they would do the whole Bonded by Blood album for you.
Yeah, that would have been pretty fucking cool.
That would have been great, but yeah. They have a new singer too. I mean, they just went back to their another singer for Legends, so. And Gary still plays in Slayer, so a lot of stuff going on. They might not be able to coordinate everything, but it'll be a good time.
Yeah,
I mean, I think festival. It's been a while for you, big festival, and at least you're only doing one day. Is slowly adapt to it.
Yeah, I would have to look. I'm gonna have to look at that Louder Than Life.
Oh man, it's
schedule and see if there's a day, because I know I can't do. I didn't
think I could do 4 days. I didn't think I could, and I mean I was tired dog, But yeah, it keeps you on your toes all day because you're trying to find where your band's gonna be and blah blah blah. That many bands on 6 different stages is crazy.
Okay, yeah, it's got to be chaos.
But they don't overlap a lot. That's the great thing about them. Very few overlap, especially when it gets to the headliners. They definitely space out. Stage 2 goes, then stage 1, stage 2, stage 1. Okay. And it's like that on the other 2 stages too. So you just gotta pick who you really want to see.
Yeah.
So yeah, Down's playing there this year. I gotta see Down. Marilyn Manson's there. That's for our buddy. That's my daughter's boyfriend that's going. He's a Marilyn Manson fanatic. So that'll be cool for him. And a lot of reunions, a lot of reunion shows, a lot of all album, playing the full albums. So yeah, it's definitely an adventure.
Yeah.
Hopefully no hurricane this year.
Yeah.
Or Cuban sandwiches that make me ill.
Yeah. Well, Mikey, do you think that ought to wrap up the grab bag?
Yeah, I think so. I think go out and listen to new music. Definitely listen to Skeleton by Ghost. It's the #1 album in the country. Yeah, we'll be back with you. Let's listen to new music every day. Listen to classic rock every day, whatever you want.
Concert season's upon us. Yeah. So you're going to be hearing a lot more shows that we're going to go catch. So bear with us if we have maybe a hit or miss on an episode. If we're out, we're out watching shows, be jealous as fuck.
Yeah, and maybe if we're out, if we think of it, we'll do a little snippet video. We'll put it on the Moshman Media page on Facebook or on one of our X accounts, Moshman Mikey or XX Remy 300XX.
Thank you.
Yep. So we got that, and that's X, and we got Facebook. And yeah, we'll be getting a hold of it somehow, some way. Maybe send video clips and little updates.
So anytime we got a show coming, maybe that's what we'll start throwing out. Some of our home movies.
Yeah, just touchy little videos or some pictures at least of the show. Yeah, all good in the neighborhood. But we'll try to get around. We've been pretty consistent about doing a show every week, so. Life gets in the way sometimes. Maybe concerts will get in the way, but so be it.
Well, and it's also kind of nice being back in the Moshman studio for both of us.
Yeah, it's nice to do it. It'd be nice to do once in a while, have an in-person kind of thing. And we still haven't given up on live streams. There's going to be an occasion coming in the summer. We'll make a date to do some live streams. So be checking that out. Moshman24@gmail.com if you want to email us. Or you can lay comments under here.
Or any of the videos that we've got posted.
Yeah, definitely subscribe.
Rumble, YouTube, we're out there.
Got like 70 videos now. So
yeah, nice.
So, I mean, a bunch. Go back in the archive. Just subscribe, tell your friends, tell us to fuck off, whatever you want.
And I think that's going to wrap it up. This is Skeet.
Mosh and Mikey over here.
See ya.
Peace out.